Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, the content tonight is a celebration through and through for New Mexico. Now, New Mexico is completely controlled in the legislature and the governorship by Democrats. They just beat magazine bans and safe storage laws. This is not a small victory, and it's going to be celebrated. One of the things that we're going to do is talk to Jared from Guns and Gadgets, where we had a little interview conversation going back and forth, and that's what I'm going to show you here in 1 second. This is something, if you live in New Mexico, phenomenal job, and if you live in other states where the gun controllers are pushing, something to model after right here, because New Mexicans did amazing. Now, I want to address something before I get into the clip that I said in my video last night that drew some feedback from you guys, and I appreciate the feedback, by the way. I was alluding to a fully auto machine gun and the fact that someone could not get it to create a crime. I said the exact phrase, in this case, the gun laws were effective or worked, or something to that effect. I completely understand how that plane cannot be landed. I was not trying to infer that gun control is necessary. What I was trying to say was, we don't need more of it. Like I said, upon reviewing the feedback that you guys gave me and also looking at the clip, I completely understand I did not land that plane phenomenally well. So these things are completely unscripted. So when I make a mistake like that and you guys give me feedback, I appreciate it and I'll incorporate it going forward. So thank you for the feedback. Hope it's okay that I messed up that one time. Could have landed that plane a little bit better, and I hope to do so next time. So again, thank you for that feedback and your support. I'm going to say a quick word from the sponsor of this video, Sportsman's Guide, and then we're going to jump right into the interview with Jared. And it's a great one. It's a really fun one. But let's hit this real quick and we'll get right to it. Whatever you're looking to put on the table this season, big game, turkey, fish, upland birds, waterfowl, Sportsman's Guide has what you need to succeed from the brands that you trust. We're talking Vortex, ScentLok, Irish Setter, Nomad, all the heavy hitters. And Sportsman's Guide isn't just a one-trick pony. They've got everything for your outdoor lifestyle, from camping, fishing, to hiking, to working outside and just hanging out with your buddies. The bottom line, if it happens outdoors, you'll find it at Sportsman's Guide. If you're ever there, use code Langley20 for 20 bucks off and check them out today. Thank you again to Sportsman's Guide for sponsoring this week of videos. And now let's jump into the interview with Jared from Guns and Gadgets. And I know you guys will love it. Let me know what you think in the comments field below. And I will see you tomorrow morning on the Bullet Points. I'm Braden. See you later.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, the premier source for Second Amendment news. I got my buddy here. You might know him. If you don't, go and subscribe to his channel. You've heard of, or should have heard of, Langley Outdoors Academy. Braden, how we doing, my friend?
Oh, it's a great day for freedom, Jared.
It's
a great day. And
it is.
By the way, I was looking for the premier source of Second Amendment news. Is this it?
This is it, bro.
Okay, thank God.
You've officially found it.
I found it, thank God. Whew, I was nervous.
So if you guys and gals aren't familiar with Braden's channel, you should be. Go sub. But he covers 2A news just like myself, and we figured since we both report on a majority of the same issues, we have a victory to talk about. So we figured, hell, why not do it together? You guys and gals, we've been both reporting on a bill out of New Mexico. It was HB 9. It was a safe storage bill. Before we jump into this, Braden, I don't know how you feel about safe storage, but as a gun owner and a father of kids ranging from 7 to 21, I think it's my responsibility to secure my items, and I don't think the government should intrude in my house and tell me how to secure anything. That's how I look at safe storage. It's on the individual. I mean, if I'm worried about my kids, then I'm obviously going to take measures to make sure that they don't grab any firearms. What's your thought on it?
Very similar. Mine's kind of two-tier, right? So I agree with you completely. It's kind of a self-responsibility thing, that thing that we've kind of shifted off to the government. We kind of need to take that back a little bit. Not just in the area of firearms, but I mean, dude, anywhere, right? Like any level of responsibility that could be taken, the government saying, that's a hard decision. We'll take care of that. You're good, right? And particularly in the realm of firearms, if you open up and like start that slippery slope of, hey, tell me how to store this. Hey, what kind of ammunition can I use? Is it safe to do this? You're opening up a realm of, and that's just the benign stuff. I mean, that's before you even get into the, you probably shouldn't have that because that has a penetration factor. Is that caliber really the best for you? Well, that's none of your business, right? So that's the first thing. That, I mean, it's a self-responsibility thing. The second thing is it kind of stacks on that responsibility, but also that government intrusion, right? Like, because there's a lot of things that we're so used to in the gun industry, backdoor events and backdoor challenges on how you're going to take the guns, like particularly in the bills we're about to talk about. I'm sure we're going to hit on it. There's so much in there that could go so wrong so fast. And even if, and there's a big if, But if the intention is pure, it can easily be just manipulated, and the road to perdition can jump real quick. And
Yeah,
that's the biggest concern I have.
absolutely. I agree. So for those who live in New Mexico or who have been watching this bill, we have a victory to report. It is officially dead. Their session came to a very long marathon session. It was 27 hours of nonstop debate that began yesterday at 9 a.m. New Mexico time, and it is done. So it is officially dead. Stick a knife in it, but it will be back.
Amazing.
So
stay
on your toes. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, like, just to give everyone who's not familiar with this, we knocked down, not you and I, of course, the people in New Mexico, knocked down 2 major bills in fully Democratic controlled environments, magazine bans and this safe storage law. I mean, like, that is, a little pat on the back for those guys, because that's not easy to do. Absolutely. I mean, even though they tried to do that sneaky little, this is a budget bill because we have a gun and safety department in New Mexico. So now it's an appropriations bill. Look, we can fit it into the budgetary session. Even though they tried that, that's shout out to New Mexico. That's big.
Yeah, hell of a job. You want to touch on the corny parts of this bill and why it was really? I'm glad that it got defeated.
Well, I mean, overall, just in general, if we're talking about the safe storage law, I'm glad it got defeated just on principle first. Yeah. But some of the stuff that was, man, it was a nightmare. Some of the ambiguous nature of it's going to be a felony if someone else touches your gun. If your parent comes, or if your child comes over and they have access to a gun, they never touch it. But if they see it, but they could have, but you didn't know they're coming over, but now it's a felony, but now it's $1,000 fine. But it depends which way the wind is blowing. I'm like, nope. so many flags. That the biggest thing for me though was just the ambiguous nature of the entire thing. The felonies, the $1,000 fines. I mean, the whole thing was meant to price you out of the firearms ownership world. They can't do it legally, so they're going to basically penalize you to death with taxes. So I mean, I don't know. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, it was good. And I know a couple of the sheriffs in New Mexico and a couple of retirees as well. And they weren't really in favor of the bill. So I'm glad it died. Last thing that, at least the ones that I know that are pretty constitutional, the last thing they want to do is worry about how you're locking up your items. So I'm glad this bill is gone for now. But if you live in New Mexico, it will be back. This is not just New Mexico, every state. This is something that the Biden administration is looking to push. We have it here in Massachusetts. In fact, the national bills mirror what we have here, the craziness. Again, it's my responsibility. It's not Joe Biden's responsibility to tell me what to do with my stuff. But keep an eye out. This is definitely something that they want.
I mean, according to the statistics on Everytown for USA, your state is leading the nation in safety for guns. Turns out the results are the best.
Yeah, it's not though. So as somebody who lives here, our violent crime has gone up. With all of our,
are you implying that Everytown for USA is misleading information around gun control?
No, I would never do that. No, I would never do that.
I have questions.
In fact, they actually Everytown did a little last minute push trying to get this HB 9 in New Mexico reprioritized at the last minute, and they failed miserably too, which was good.
Man, Everytown is working hard. I swear, this is like, guys, for you guys who are out there who aren't like just kind of touch and go on this. This is like a national cage match between gun rights and gun control. Like we were talking about before this filming, there is like in Boulder, Everytown is writing gun laws. New Mexico, they tried, they lost. Washington, you've got other things going on. 6 other states, you have constitutional carry bills going forward. I mean, it is like a cage match out here. I mean, I'm sure like you could elaborate on that further. It's almost exhausting keeping up with all of it, man.
It's a full-time job, man. A lot of people. There's a reason a lot of people don't do this because it never ends. It never ends.
Man, it's a cage match. I love it.
Well, hey, man. I know your crew that watches your stuff is used to a little shorter of a time format, so I won't stretch them out to the 10-12 minute mark. But hey, man, thank you for coming on first off, and let folks know how to find you and a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, man. So Langley Outdoors Academy on YouTube. I mean, if you follow Jared, you're going to see my thumbnails pop up because we're kind of in that exact same space. We do 2 videos a day, similar to Jared. I do one in the morning, one in the evening, and we're hitting the most recent 2A news. But I kind of do a little bit of a extra thing. I really like to look at the overall themes and the trending lines and all the things that the gun controllers are pushing, and also freedom where it's growing. So I really like that national zoom out, that kind of battlefield look. But that's kind of the channel, man. But other than that, I mean, where can I find some delicious coffee? That's what I want to know.
Well, I know somebody who owns part of a company in Florida.
I mean, it's not Monday.
/GND.
It's not Monday, but I figure It's always
every
time
day.
for good coffee.
That coffee keeps me from eating people's faces sometimes.
Well, that's good because I need you at SHOT Show. If you weren't at SHOT Show and you were incarcerated, I would be sad.
All right, guys. So please check, if you're not a subscriber, check him out, sub it up. I'm blessed to know him. Finally got to hang around with for a while, and I'm proud to call him my friend. If you're not subscribed, do it up, hook him up, and till we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, your community safe. And way to go, New Mexico.
All right, New Mexico, nicely done.